is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. Today likely won't be the last time we see President Trump in Wisconsin before the election, nor will it be the last time we see people who feel strongly for and against the president and his policies.
President Trump came to Kenosha not as a candidate, but as commander-in-chief to offer support specifically for businesses and police in a city that's the center of police reform debate. We start with political reporter Amy Reed, who breaks down what the president said during his time in Kenosha today. Amy?
President Trump focused his attention on the impact of recent protests on business and law enforcement, not visiting with Jacob Blake's family and making no mention of those killed trying to protest that shooting. President Donald Trump toured the rubble of burned businesses Tuesday on a trip he said was all about thanking law enforcement.
These are great people. These are great people. These are brave people. They're fighting to save people that they never met before in many cases.
Trump falsely took credit for deploying the National Guard, which Governor Tony Evers did on Monday. Those joining the president for a roundtable today said it was a coordinated local, state, and federal response that helped the city start moving forward. But they pushed back against what they call anti-police rhetoric.
We have to condemn the dangerous anti-police rhetoric. It's getting more and more. It's very unfair. You have some bad apples, we all know that, and those will be taken care of through the system.
We are nice people. We have common sense. We all share the same goal. We all want a safe, a prosperous, but secure Kenosha, Wisconsin, America.
The group did not bring up Jacob Blake, the man police shot several times, or the protesters killed by an out-of-state teenager.
They're calling for structural change. Mr. Blake was shot.
Reporters pressed on what the president thinks of systemic racism and the call for change.
What is your message?
Well, I think people are calling for structural change, and then you could take the people of Kenosha that aren't here and that you won't see and that aren't protesting, but they want change also. They want to see law and order. That's the change they want. They want law and order.
Two people who say they're the pastors for Jacob Blake's mother joined President Trump on his roundtable. They offered a prayer and said they want to be of service to bring true peace to this country.
Amy, thank you. Today, Democrats shared why they oppose the president coming to visit.
You are the president of the United States of America. You are not the president of white supremacist America. We need you to stand up and do your job.
To have someone come and to, again, reject saying anything negative about militias or vigilantes, to reject talking about the true suffering that's happening right now, doesn't help. In fact, it'll fan the flames.
Congressman Mark Pocan referenced how the president did not take a stand against the 17-year-old who faces homicide charges for opening fire with a semi-automatic rifle during protests a week ago. The president instead has suggested that Kyle Rittenhouse may have acted in self-defense. In a recent interview with Fox News, the president also compared the shooting of Jacob Blake to a missed golf putt.
They choke, just like in a golf tournament. They miss a 3-foot putt.
You're not comparing it to golf because, of course, that's what the media
I'm saying people choke.
People panic.
Choke.
The city of Kenosha had mixed reactions to the president's visit this afternoon. President Trump visited the area despite being asked not to by Kenosha's mayor and Governor Tony Evers. Our Jamie Perez was in Kenosha today and shares how the community responded to his visit.
The city of Kenosha is in the middle of a tremendous healing process after everything that's happened over the last week. And despite being asked not to come, President Trump made a visit to Kenosha today. And the community's response is as diverse as the city is.
I'm really glad that he's here. I feel that he is supporting the citizens of this city.
As far as I'm concerned, he can stay out of Kenosha permanently.
The people of Kenosha have very different ideas of how to put the broken pieces of this city back together.
I think anytime the president visits anywhere is a good thing.
While some people believe the president's visit can help unite, others believe the president will only divide people more.
With both the governor and the mayor asking him not to show up so that we can focus on what needs to be focused on, I'm unhappy that he's here at all.
I think that him coming here is going to make the citizens feel like he is supporting us, that he is, I don't want to say thumbing his nose at the governor and the mayor, but he's the president, and they turned their back on us.
Some say that while they don't support the president, they hope his visit doesn't cause more damage.
It says the Lion King is coming. He brings hate, fear, and a plane full of gas.
If you listen to him, if you watch what he has done, he's helped all Americans. I think he loves all Americans.
That's a feeling not shared by everyone here, but they could agree on one thing. Kenosha needs to heal.
I think that the people that live in this town only have peace on their minds. They only want the town to come back to the way it was before.
I just pray to be positive. That's my reaction. I pray to be positive, and I'm saying, there'll be no foolishness, no crazy reactions around this city, because I already suffered enough.
Now, despite the difference in opinions that we heard today, we found one thing that everyone had in common, and that's that everybody wants this community to heal. In Kenosha, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Today, Jacob Blake's family members continued their calls for people to stop the destruction in Kenosha.
That fist that you put up in anger, we're asking to raise up high in unity and come on board with the Blakes. We're going to make some big changes that affect all the little Jakes around this nation. Absolutely. So their parents can let their children go outside the door, play in the yard, go down the street, drive the vehicle, and not have to worry about police officers that might do them in.
Civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson said they are not leaving Kenosha until the officers are indicted. He says Blake's children are with family members and that they will be getting the therapy they need to try and deal with seeing their father being shot repeatedly.
Officials say damage to city-owned property during protests in Kenosha is estimated at nearly $2 million so far. City's public works director provided that estimate on what it'll cost to replace garbage trucks, streetlights, traffic signals, among other things that were destroyed. Kenosha's mayor has said the city will request $30 million in aid from the state to help rebuild. Governor Evers and the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation say businesses that were damaged in Kenosha will be eligible for up to $20,000 each in no-interest loans to help cover repair costs. WEDC has allocated up to $1 million to help with cleanup and restoration, operating expenses, temporary space, as well as payroll.
Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
We started out today with some sunshine, but the clouds moved in this afternoon. And they're having a few rain showers. You can see a lot of clouds there, but the showers for the most part are light, and so far they've stayed mainly to the north of Madison, up actually north of Wisconsin Dells. And some of that rain may not even be reaching the ground because the air near the ground is pretty dry. Temperatures, because of the cloud cover, are in the 60s right now. Madison only at 66. A few places are at or above 70 degrees, but the dew point temperatures are generally in the lower to middle 50s north and west of Madison, upper 50s to lower 60s from Madison on toward the south and east. So again, the air drying out to our northwest. So any lingering showers will come to an end shortly after midnight. Look for skies to be mostly sunny for tomorrow with a high temperature of 80 degrees. Later on, we'll take a look at a forecast, include some nice weather leading up to the Labor Day holiday weekend.
Gary, thank you very much. After a 9-hour search, police say a man and woman are in custody, wanted for reportedly shooting at law enforcement and leading them on a chase. This started as a traffic stop in Pleasant Springs for a broken headlight and unregistered plates. After a chase, law enforcement used spike strips to stop the car in Cottage Grove. The suspects ran off, and it took hours to find them. Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney says Michael Parks and Amber Vernig pointed lasers and shot at patrol cars. Deputies also found a gun and airsoft gun in their car. Parks did have an active patrol warrant.
Since June 1st, Wisconsin has added more than 58,000 coronavirus cases, with more than 800 added today. The total number, more than 76,000. About 10% of those remain active. More than 1,100 people have died. The positivity rate has gone up by more than 1 percentage point since yesterday to 8.3%. That sits just below the 7-day average of 8.5%. Public Health Madison, Dane County has amended Order Number 9, which says all schools in grades 3 through 12 must start the school year virtually. This allows students with a disability or an individualized education plan to receive in-person instruction due to their unique needs. Before that decision was made, a group of parents met earlier today to discuss why they believe in-person education is important for students with disabilities. Parents shared their experience from the spring and said virtual learning did not work for their children and that their school had been working hard to plan for a safe return to class this fall.
And we hear from Public Health Madison, Dane County, they are implying that schools were asking for this. And I think that's very much a distraction, very much misleading. Schools weren't looking to be shut down to in-person learning. They had been working with regular monthly, weekly calls or bi-weekly calls with Public Health Madison and Dane County to set up ways to return students safely in person. And to the extent that Public Health Madison and Dane County is saying that schools were requesting and demanding these closures is just not accurate.
Now, that discussion was organized by a grassroots group with a Facebook page called Open Dane County Public and Private Schools. The group is also filing litigation against the county's order and holding rallies. They're also talking with state lawmakers about policy changes and say elected leaders need to be held accountable for what's being done in the unelected offices at Public Health Madison and Dane County.
Coming up next at 6, Madison alders are set to vote tonight on a measure to create a civilian oversight board for the police department. We're looking ahead to what that vote would mean next.
Don't miss great Labor Day savings during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Labor Day celebration sale going on now. We have everything you need at amazing low prices throughout the store. Like buy any 3-passenger or light truck tires, get one free. Plus, get up to $100 in rebates on select tires. Hampton ratchet straps are just $8.99. Get $130 off these men's Thorogood boots, $69.99. And buy one pair of Skechers, get one half off.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. And save a little money without sacrificing the savory. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills. And make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer savings like Festival Foods.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopko Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopko Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Gene, did you know GEICO is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
That's great.
That's 15% on top of what GEICO could already save you. So what are you waiting for? John Stamos to knit you a scarf?
All finished, Gene. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I give.
The stitch work is impeccable.
That's just a double fleck pattern with a reverse garter stitch. No big deal.
Is your hair this soft?
Softer.
GEICO. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
The power to set up a civilian oversight board for the Madison Police Department, along with an independent police monitor, is in the hands of the Common Council tonight. Maddie O'Neill will be paying attention to that meeting. She joins us with a preview. Maddie?
Well, this meeting starts soon tonight at 6:30 with items on the agenda that would set up the budget for the oversight board. That board would hire an independent police monitor. A 3-alder committee has spent the summer laying out recommendations for this and identifying community organizations that would nominate 9 of the 13 members on the board. The mayor and Common Council would appoint the other 4. The alder work group is recommending the board be made at least of 50% of black members. Mayor Sati Rhodes Conway is saying today she hopes council votes yes on the board and independent monitor.
I think it's very challenging when you're creating a new structure to get it right on the first try. So it may be that going forward, either tonight or in coming months or years, that we will need to tweak the structure. But I think it's a very important thing for us to do in our community.
Rhodes Conway says she expects council to talk about a number of potential amendments and wouldn't be surprised if it's a long evening tonight. The Police and Fire Commission would still have power over firing and disciplining officers, but the civilian board could conduct independent investigations and make referrals. We'll have an update on the meeting tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
New at 6, September is Hunger Action Month. Madison-based Food Fight Restaurant Group is partnering with Second Harvest Food Bank to make a difference. All month long, if you order from the Second Harvest Specials section of the menu, a donation will automatically go to the food bank. That menu is available at 18 Food Fight restaurants like Bar Coralini, Cento, and Tex Tubbs Taco Palace. Every dollar donated equals 3 meals for families in need in Dane County. We have a link to the participating restaurants on channel3000.com.
Still ahead at 6, the Overture Center is in need of community support, and Madison's mayor shares her priorities for the next capital budget. We'll share it, and a chance of showers tonight, then sunshine for the rest of the week. Gary has your complete forecast next.
Lately, we've
come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Kindness makes a world of difference at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Save at least $300 on stressless recliners and office chairs. Plus, save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. There's never been a better time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort of stressless seating. Be kind and save generously at the Century House.
It's easy to update your home at the Brothers Maine Labor Day Super Sale. Saving is easier on tons of great brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. And Maine makes getting more easier with up to 18 months of 0% financing. Want even more easy? Select items include free delivery through Monday. That's the More Store. The Labor Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more easy. Hurry in and see today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
To fix the economy, we have to get control over the virus. I'm releasing a plan to save lives in the months ahead. We need increased federal support for testing, doubling the number of drive-through testing sites. We absolutely need a clear message from the very top of our federal government that everyone needs to wear a mask in public. Every single frontline worker should have the personal protective equipment that they need to be safe. We need to support schools and child care programs so parents, if and when they can return to work, are confident that their children will be safe and cared for. And finally, we need to protect the populations most at risk, our seniors, vulnerable populations with pre-existing conditions. We need real plans, real guidelines with uniform nationwide standards. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Next year, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway wants to focus on creating affordable housing.
That's a large piece of the capital budget she highlighted today. Amanda Quintana is here with the mayor's proposal. Amanda?
This is the capital budget, so it's focused on big investments like buildings and bus rapid transit. The operating budget, more day-to-day spending, comes out next month. Mayor Rhodes Conway released her proposal in front of a new apartment complex that the city helped fund. She's hoping to show the impact that this budget could have on neighborhoods just like this one.
In recent years, Madison's housing market has seen tremendous growth. And if it continues at this pace, by the year 2050, there will be an anticipated 100,000 new residents and 50,000 new households.
She says there just aren't enough houses to keep up and the prices just keep rising. The mayor is proposing the city spend another $1 million on affordable housing projects, going up to $6.5 million a year by 2023. She also wants to commit more money to helping first-time home buyers with an emphasis on people of color. The budget also includes money to continue the small business equity and recovery program that council will consider implementing tonight, as well as $3 million to redesign dangerous intersections and almost $5 million to renovate the Warner Park Community Center.
Overture Center for the Arts leaders are asking for community support through their intermission campaign. The Overture has been closed since March 13th, and it is likely they won't host performances until 2021. So they're aiming to raise $1.5 million by December 31st to support programming, including virtual opportunities in the arts. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with a look at our forecast.
Well, the clouds moved in this afternoon, and we've had a few light showers. Most of them, at least for the time being, have stayed to our north and to our west. But the air near the ground is pretty dry, so not looking for much in the way of rain if it does occur. And most of that should be over with by around midnight or so. After that, we've got a break. The next weather system will stay mainly to our north, so we should be looking at sunny skies for tomorrow. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Well, for tomorrow, the sunshine should return. That'll bring temperatures back up to around the 80-degree mark. Then for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're looking for dry weather all 4 days now. High temperatures will be in the 70s for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But shower chances will move back toward the second part of the Labor Day holiday weekend. Sunday, shower and thunderstorm chance. Labor Day mainly in the afternoon. And then temperatures will drop into the 60s for the early part of next week. Tropics continue to heat up. Tropical storm Nana in the Caribbean, and then we have tropical storm Omar to the north with a couple of areas of disturbed weather in the eastern portion of the Atlantic Ocean. Nana right now just to the south and east of Cuba. You can see it moving toward the Mexican Central American coastline, probably going to get close to hurricane strength as it moves inland, and then eventually just falls apart over the mountains, bringing heavy rains and probably a lot of flooding in the southern portions of Mexico and the central part of Central America. Meantime, tropical storm Omar, barely a tropical storm, maximum sustained winds 40 miles per hour, but it will take a path that will take it out into the Atlantic Ocean, away from the United States, so that is good news, at least for the time being. Otherwise, across the country right now, things are more typical of a summertime pattern over the southern part of the United States, a little more of a fall-like pattern in the northern part of the United States, because the jet stream has dipped to the south, allowing some cooler Canadian air to start filtering southward. Where there's sunshine, temperatures still warm up, but areas underneath cloud cover, like where we are right now, are relatively cool. To the south, there's a stationary front that divides warmer, more humid air to the south to milder conditions here, and then cool weather is found north of another cold front up to the north. You can see in temperatures right now, mainly 70s and low 80s to our south and to our east, and some 80s out to the west. But notice the cool weather up near the U.S.-Canadian border, and dew point temperatures that are in the 60s and low 70s to our south drop to the 50s over Wisconsin, and then really drop off to our north and west as the air dries out there. So you can see the effect of this on future track. The next weather systems that come in don't have a lot of moisture associated with them. We'll look for sunny skies for tomorrow. On Thursday, a weak cold front passes through. Chance for some showers in the northern part of the state, but we'll probably stay dry. Then we're back to sunshine and slightly cooler conditions on Friday. As we check out our forecast for tomorrow, look for skies to become mostly sunny. It'll be pleasantly warm, high temperature at 80. Humidity levels will be low, so it should be a very comfortable day. 78 for a high Thursday, 75 Friday, and 78 on Saturday. Then shower and thunderstorm chance to arrive Saturday night into Sunday. A chance for a shower or thunderstorm Labor Day Monday afternoon, and then cool weather for the middle part of next week.
And coming up in sports, the Bucks handed out their grades on their performance against the Heat. How they passed but failed at the same time. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Don't miss these great deals at Govan Cars Grand Opening Sale. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras, and Kia Fortes for only $99.95 or $159 per month.
That's right. Buy a 2017 Nissan Sentra, Hyundai Elantra, or Kia Fortes for only $99.95 or $159 per month. So just hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Govan.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Govan.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder? You may be entitled to compensation. On May 19, 2020, Johnson & Johnson announced it will discontinue selling its talc-based baby powder products in the U.S. and Canada after thousands of lawsuits alleging asbestos contamination led to a 60% decline in sales over the past 3 years. Substantial verdicts have already been awarded against Johnson & Johnson because of their failure to warn the public of this risk, including a $4.69 billion verdict in July 2018 and 3 other verdicts totaling over $614 million. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder for feminine hygiene purposes, you may be entitled to compensation. How do you fight for the compensation you deserve? You choose the right legal team that has the experience, support staff, and resources to get you the most compensation for your injuries. Call now.
At Papa Murphy's, we make fresh pizza that you bake at home. Because home is where the fun is. Right now, get a Murphy's combo for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
As University of Wisconsin campuses reopen, News 3 Now's Chris Stanford brings you an exclusive interview with UW System President Tommy Thompson.
Protect the professor, the instructor, the employees, and above all, the students.
Wednesday at 6, only on News 3 Now.
Game 1 against the Heat didn't go as planned for the Bucks, but there is a lot of good news. They were down 0-1 to the Magic, and we all know how that turned out. They were without Eric Bledsoe, who did practice today, and they actually played pretty well. And after watching the film, the guys went back to school to grade their first test in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
I didn't feel like we played a bad game. I think we played like a B, but a B's not good enough. If you want to win the playoffs, you got to get an A. And a lot of that's just, 50-50 balls. A lot of that's boxing out. It's rebounding, being a little more active.
When you think of the leaders on the Packers, you think of guys like Aaron Rodgers, the Smith brothers, even Mason Crosby. Well, you can now add Christian Kirksey to that list. Even though it's his first year in green and gold, Kirksey isn't new to the league or leadership. The 6-year vet was a 3-time team captain in Cleveland, and having his presence around the defense and in the locker room is a bonus for Matt LaFleur.
It doesn't take long to realize he's a pro's pro, and as our Mike linebacker, you're the quarterback of the defense, so he has been not only exemplary in his actions, but he's a great leader vocally as well.
On this day 9 years ago, Russell Wilson made his debut as a Badger, throwing for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns and rushing for another in Wisconsin's 51-17 win over UNLV. And the rest, as they say, was history. Wilson went on to lead UW to a Big Ten championship and a trip to the Rose Bowl. And late last night, Joe Pavelski did it again for Dallas. The former Badger was a lone bright spot on the Stars in their 6-3 Game 5 loss to the Avs. Pavelski lit the lamp in the second period for his 6th goal in his last 8 games. Game 6 between Dallas and Colorado is tomorrow night. I believe the puck drops at 7, so you don't have to hear about this the next day from me. We hopefully will have highlights of him that night.
Okay, fingers crossed. Thank you. And here's Gary with the final check.
Lots of clouds out there, but not a lot in the way of precipitation. Just some light showers to the north and west of the Dells out toward Prairie du Chien. Temperatures, though, mainly in the 60s across southern Wisconsin, with dew point temperatures in the 50s. So the air is starting to dry out. Some of that rain not even reaching the ground. Tomorrow we're back to sunshine, high temperature at 80. Look for nice weather Thursday through Saturday, but then some showers and thunderstorms Sunday and Labor Day afternoon, and cool weather for the start of next week.
And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.